Hey, how you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show, and I want to show you my setup for testing this Antop antenna for getting over-the-air TV. Now, this is a pretty big antenna. The nice thing is that it's enclosed in this plastic shell, which makes it so it's not unattractive to have it in your house, actually in your house. It measures about 11 inches wide and about 24 inches tall. And then you've got these little arms that makes the width go out to 36 inches. Now, these arms are for the VHF signals that you're going to receive on HDTV. It comes with a 40-foot cable for connecting the antenna to your receiver if you want to put it outside. Or in my case, I found that trying to test it in my office, there were just too much electronics in there and it created too much noise. Reception was poor. So I moved it into the room next to it, which is my garden room for all my hydroponic stuff. And I'm testing it in here. And I put it on this little table here temporarily. I would have liked to have gotten it up in that window back there. Right back there. But the ledge, the window ledge back there is very narrow, way too narrow for this to stay up there and not fall down. This is the box that it comes in. And I've been doing a lot of testing with it. I'm going to rotate it back around and show you the positions I was using. I just turned it this way so you could see the front of it. So in this position right here, which is perpendicular to that outside wall. Now this room is on the second story. So we're elevated probably 15 feet in the air. So I have that advantage. And what I did is I tested the antenna pointing directly east where a lot of the transmitters are for DVTV. A lot of them are east, a lot of them are southeast, a few are south, which would be that direction, and then there's one that's north. Now, what I did discover is this antenna is a little bit directional. So when I have it facing this way, I can't pick up that station that is in that direction, which is north. I can't pick it up. I have to turn it at least that direction to get that station, and I still get some of the other ones, but I lose a few of them that are southeast, which would be that direction. The highest number of stations is achieved by pointing it at about 135 degrees or southeast, like it is right now. So then the 40-foot cable, I've just got it kind of stretched out. I've got more than enough cable, so I couldn't stretch it out all the way. And then that goes into my office where I have the receiver and the amplifier box. Now, one thing that I struggle with a little bit is these cables. This is the cable that goes to this box. This is the cable that goes to the antenna. These cables that come with the antenna are a little stiff, and consequently this box wants to move around because the cable's pulling it. So I temporarily just used some good old duct tape and duct taped it down so it doesn't move around too much. On this box, you have the power supply, which goes down and plugs in the AC outlet over there. This is the antenna in. This is on this version, the newer version. This is the TV output to go to your TV, or in my case, the converter box. There's an additional output and a 5-foot cable that you can hook up an additional TV, or this can also be used for FM radio reception. So they give you about everything you need. Now, as I mentioned in my previous video, I got this iView digital converter box so that I can hook it, which I have, to my monitor, my computer monitor, because it has, among other outputs, an HDMI output. So that's set up, and you come over here. Now you can kind of see, I'm embarrassed there. There's where a lot of RF noise comes from. That's got a whole bunch of computers and routers and switches. Yeah, this room was not a good room to test it. Okay, now I got the wires caught. Okay, stand by. Now, over here, if I can get the camera set up, there is, let me get a little closer. There is the monitor that is going to be used, and I've got it on a switch. So I can switch it to the converter box, and I can turn the converter box on via the remote that comes with it. Turn it on right now. One thing I've noticed about that converter box is the remote has to be pointed directly at that box or it won't work. Okay, it's powering up now. Let me turn this overhead light off. Get that glare off of there. Okay, now there is a signal coming in. That is what you expect to see, or you don't want to see, but what you will see with digital TV. Since it's digital, it's bringing that signal and it's decoding it, and if the signal is not strong enough, you're going to get this. So this is one of the channels that it's not getting too well. It's 13, and they're designated 13 dash another number. So that particular one, now there's 18. So let me turn where is the audio button? Oh, that's how you change the audio. Where's the mute button? I know it's here someplace.
This is starting for the finish.
No.
They haven't done hardly a
Nope, that's not it either.
except say yes to God.
What have we done? I guess that is it. This thing has so many things you can do with it that I easily get confused.
And I'm going to begin reading in verse 19 of 1 Chronicles 28. All of this he made clear
Okay,
to me in writing from
stand by.
all the work to be done according to the plan. Then David said to Solomon his son, be strong and courageous and...
There we go. That's in one way to do it. Just unplug the audio cable. Oh gosh, I am so disorganized lately. Anyway, so you can see that signal is coming in loud and clear. It's coming in strong. Beautiful signal, beautiful picture. The audio was good. So what I've done is I'm compiling a set of test results. As I mentioned before, I put the antenna in the other room. I did a scan for channels after I moved where the antenna was pointing. And then I went through and looked at the results. There's basically two circumstances you will get. You will get a signal, and I'll go back to it. You will get a signal like this. Perfect picture, perfect sound. Or, if I go back down, you'll get one like that. It's intermittent. Now, as I said, let's get off that one. As I said, the antenna is a little bit directional. So right now, I don't have it in the perfect condition. Now, what you can do, if I say now again, please kick me, is this, like I say, this little box here gives you all kinds of stuff. Okay, there I pushed info one time, and it tells me my channel number. The channel numbers on this setup are designated 2 numbers and a dash. So there's like an 18.1, 18.2, 18.3, 18.4, so on, depending on how many sub-channels are on that main channel. In the listings, they usually designate it as a decimal point, like 18.1, 18.2. So that's a little bit of confusion. The other thing it will show you, which I used a lot, they'll show you this screen, and it's telling you what the frequency is of this station, what's the bandwidth, 6 megahertz, what the next 2 programs will be. It's getting that program information off of that digital signal. And then what's very useful is the quality of the signal. And it shows you a bar graph plus a percentage. And what I have found in my testing is that you need a percentage number of at least 42, maybe 45. Otherwise, we go back to the other station. So this is 51. So we go to the other station. I've got to exit this. Still learning how to use the remote. And I go back down to the one that was dropping out. So now it doesn't have any signal at all. Yeah, there it is. Okay, now if I go to info, push it twice. See, it's 46, 47. Even there, at 46 and 47, it's struggling. The other thing is, since it made a fool of me, is the time of day makes a big difference on the signal and whether it can decode it. Now notice this one is at 207 megahertz, way lower in frequency. So now it's probably using those 2 long arms to receive the signal. Okay, let's go back. I'm gonna get out of here. Let's go to 20. There's 20, nice and strong. Now you can see the next thing is going to be broadcast is to be determined. So that one's not a good one. There's not a good one. There's one. Okay. This, oh, it didn't stay on there. Come on, stay on there. There we go. So these 2 programs are coming up. Robert Jeffries and Skywatch TV. You can also, and I forgot which button it was, but there's another button you can push and you get a long listing of all the channels and what's coming up on the channels. A TV guide type thing. I don't remember how I did that. Let's go back, let's get out of this. See if it's, yeah, there it is. There's all TV listings. So these are all the channels that it found when it did the scan. And then you can go through it and select a channel that way. So there's a listing of all the channels it found and the name of the channel or the ID of the channel. Okay, I think I've showed you about everything I wanted to show you in this video. I am creating, and let me see if I can get it up here on my other monitor. Okay. I am creating, and you probably can't see that very well, but I am creating a spreadsheet that will include all the information I got off of one of the websites about the stations that are in my area, and the last few columns were my test results. I even am going to include the test results from my initial test where I had the antenna in this room and I only got a couple of stations. So that's it. If you have any questions, please leave them in a comment. I'll try to answer them in the next video. The next video will be the test results. Just the test results. So I think I've covered everything I wanted to show you here. And the other thing that I was not aware of, and I'll try to show it to you right now, is see in this listing here that comes up, it doesn't stay up, it gives you the resolution of that channel. Like that's 480. So you can scroll through it, and on a given station's channel, like 48 for instance, they will have up to 7, I've seen, sub-channels, and there'll be different resolutions. I'll try to show you one here that's different. These are all 480s. There's a 720. Whoop, I passed it. There's a 720. And there is a 1080. And that's what I had noticed when I did this a couple years ago, that my local cable, my local station, channel 13, they were broadcasting via this digital service in 1080. And so when I looked at that picture, I was like, wow, that is fantastic compared to the cable TV I had set up at that time. Now that's all changed. Now this setup isn't the best pictures because this isn't the best monitor in the world, but it's the only monitor I have in my office that has HDMI output. So it's not the best setup, but it's still a pretty fantastic picture. Okay, I've babbled enough. Like I say, next video when I get this done, when I get all this data compiled, I'll show you the data and show you the results of testing that antenna both in my office, not too good, but in that other room, much, much better. Lots of stations received. That's it. If you enjoyed this show, please give me a thumbs up. And I want to thank Antop for sending me this antenna to review. I'm pretty excited with playing with this digital TV. I haven't done this in years. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.